Welcome back to the Cars of Queens YouTube channel. This has got to be one of my favorite newer cars, one of the best of its kind in the market right now. This is a 2021 Toyota Supra 3.0 GR Premium. Now this one's got the legendary B58 motor that we all know and love. This car is made almost entirely by BMW, and at first a lot of people were like, oh my god, why would Toyota let BMW make their car? But I think that it does this car wonders. I mean, this car would not be the same if it wasn't BMW powered. This car is ultimately a blast to drive, as I've had it as a rental down here in Florida, and I've just been having the time of my life with this car. It's really fun, especially for the price point. I mean, this is essentially a BMW Z4, but you're paying a lot less for it, and I feel like the styling wise, this car is a lot nicer than the BMW Z4. And this one's not completely stock. As you guys can see, we have some carbon fiber bits here and there. It looks like we have the carbon fiber spoiler, we have a lip in the front, and we've got an exhaust on it. I think it might have a tune because this car feels way too fast to be stock. This car is really quick. Just look at that stance. Everywhere I go, people are pretty much astonished looking at this car. They're like, nice car, is that a Supra? Cue the "Is That a Supra" song. But this car just looks incredible. Really beautiful car. This one, I noticed, was ceramic coated. It has windshield tint because in the great state of Florida, that's completely legal. Now this particular 3.0 GR Supra is capable of 0 to 60 in just 4.3 seconds, and it packs 382 horsepower stock, but I believe this one is tuned. This MK5 is definitely pushing numbers much higher than 385, and you know, these B58s, they're definitely capable of much more power than they come stock with. I've seen, I'm sure, with a lot of people in these M340s capable of crazy numbers. One thing I noticed about the Supra is that the fact that this is a hatchback, you would think that there would be a lot more space in the trunk, but unfortunately the trunk space was not exactly optimized. But you can fit a decent amount of stuff in here, just not as much as you would think, because this wide body kind of stance, you would think that there's a lot more space, but unfortunately it's quite small on in the back. Now, going under the hood of the car, now you see this is where the magic really happens. This is BMW's legendary B58 motor that they put on a lot of their cars, including the X3 M40, the M340, a few other cars, the Z4, for example, the BMW 540. And don't be fooled by this Toyota badge and this Toyota sticker. As you guys can see, the VIN number does start with a W, which indicates it's made in Germany for model year 2021. And this car is essentially completely a BMW. Everywhere you go, there's BMW logos. This is literally the definition of a rebadge, because ultimately nothing was changed. Not the infotainment, not the interior, not the engine, not the drivetrain, absolutely nothing on this car was changed to differentiate it from the Toyota and the BMW. This is completely BMW, but in the best possible way, because B58 motor is known to be BMW's most reliable motor. You know, you figure it has to be reliable if Toyota's willing to put their name on it. So before we continue, this part was filmed actually after the video had concluded, but I just found out the performance mods list on this car. So it's got a full catback FI exhaust system, it's got a downpipe, it's got an intake, and it's got a pain tune, which gives this car the ability to produce over 500 horsepower. So no wonder it's so fast, no wonder it sounds the way it does. Obviously, you know, this car was not stock, but I didn't expect it to be so incredibly powerful. 500 horses coming out of this B58 3-liter BMW engine. So now we're going to be firing up the Supra and see how she sounds. So now we're gonna jump inside of the Supra. Now, as soon as you go inside this car, if you guys have had a BMW, you're gonna be super familiar with the interior layout. Literally everything is as it would be on a BMW, from the infotainment to the scroll to the shifter to all the buttons. As you guys can see, we do have JBL speakers, which is actually quite nice. And we have the traditional BMW seat controls over here. And on the door sill, it says Toyota Supra, but manufactured by BMW, as you guys can see. Now these seats are super well bolstered, super high quality leather, as you would expect from a BMW. And I'm really glad that Toyota decided to let BMW make this car, because while it might not be a 2JZ with 1,000 horsepower and a bunch of mods and stuff, this car is pretty much as good as it can get. In the center console, we do have real carbon fiber here, and no sunroof in this car. But this is strictly a two-door car with room for literally only 2 people, no back seat at all. Behind the seats connects directly to the trunk of the car, and the wing kind of obstructs the view, so if you're not used to it, you're going to be kind of wondering where stuff is for a little bit. But that concludes the cabin of the Toyota Supra. I think it's definitely got some kind of burble tune on it, because the gunshots definitely wake up the whole neighborhood. As you guys can see, the squirrels are scurrying everywhere. This car sounds incredible. It's really quick, especially in sport mode. If you want some spirited driving, this car will give you the adrenaline rush you're seeking. That's why I believe that this is one of the best cars for the price point that you can get. The infotainment's also really great. It's in a great spot. I never find myself using the scroll that all the BMWs come with. The touchscreen is just in a great spot, unlike many other BMWs, where it's in a kind of hard to reach spot. So this is just really good. The ergonomics are very good. Now from a dig. 60 miles an hour is nothing on this car. It just gets to it so fast, so effortlessly. If you guys are on the highway, this car is just a stellar car to drive on the highway. I mean, you just find yourself reaching speeds that are way too high, way too fast, and it's like you don't even feel like you're going that fast, because this car, it just soaks it up so nicely. I mean, this is a spectacular car. BMW knows how to make great suspension. It's not too stiff to the point where you feel like you're in a race car per se, but it's not like super soft either. The suspension is just perfect. Like there's no other way to say it. Downshifts are really nice. You have paddle shifters on the steering wheel, so if you guys want to have some fun, this is a great car for the weekend. Not so practical for everything else, but and did I mention this has launch control? I haven't tried it yet, but this is really fast, just the way it is. So now this car, you can turn off traction control. Obviously it's rear wheel drive, but this car is relatively easy to control if you guys are gonna be turning off traction control. But at the same time, if you want to do donuts or burnouts or whatever, you obviously can. The car knows when you want to do it, but it's just very easy to manage. Kind of like a Scat Pack, for example. It's just very easy to manage, very predictable in that regard. I haven't done donuts, but it just feels like a very agile car. You know, BMW's rear-wheel drive cars are quite agile for what they are. So driving this car has been a total blast. I'm enjoying it. The fuel economy is actually pretty decent. It's a 3.0 V6, so you know it's not awful. I mean, inline six, you know, but driving it's been a total complete pleasure, and I would totally rock one of these. You even have a heads-up display, and all the controls are just super easy to navigate. The car shifts really great. It's powered by a ZF transmission. I know this one's not the manual that everyone is always a fiend for, but this car definitely gets the job done. This automatic transmission is just really great. And that concludes our video of the 2021 Toyota Supra GR 3.0 right here from sunny Orlando, Florida. It's been a blast on this trip to be able to experience this car. From what I know, after driving this car, I feel like I really want something with the B58 in it because of how amazing this car is. This car really does pack a punch, especially for the price point. I don't think that there's anything better you can get for $55,000 brand new. This car definitely exceeded my expectations for it. I just felt like it wasn't going to be as great as it was, but this car, the G-forces you get from it, the adrenaline, this car, there's just nothing beats it. This BMW knows how to make a great sports car, and props to them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.